What is up? This is Woodworm by Samuel Pratt, a mind-bending puzzle game, possibly the hardest puzzle game that I've played all year. It does so much with so little. It's been incredibly fun to play with, but it's a real challenge, and I think you guys will enjoy it. And without further ado, let's jump straight in. Okay, so we've got to carve this tree out of this block of wood, and there's something pretty interesting about the Woodworm's movement already. You can't move up unless you're adjacent to the block of wood. I think that's probably going to become important later, but for now we can just go ahead and carve this tree. Oh, that was a mushroom, not a tree. Okay, well, we carved the mushroom. Okay, so here we've got to carve this cat, and you can already see this problem. The bottom side of the cat, like, I can't just carve this here because I'm stuffed. Also, I can't move backwards, I can only move forwards with my woodworm. Thankfully, the block of wood that we've got here is larger than the cat, so I think we go ahead and remove all of the bottom. So what's that going to look like? Something like this. I might have been too eager then. Okay, and that moves down with gravity. And then here we can carve out this part, and then here. Okay, not too bad, but it's already getting a little complex. Alright, frame, let's move on. Okay, so similar problem here. Interesting. I did see that the wood moved with gravity, so I kind of wonder what happens if we go here. Yeah, that seems like the right solution. Cool. Yep. Nice. Okay, pillars. Right, like a Roman numeral 2. We're gonna need... I mean, can we just use the same trick as before? Ah, but we don't have the... Because we can't move directly backwards, like I said before. Like, if we move down here, then we're stuffed. So maybe we do it from the bottom instead, and we can come back to do the sides? Oh, like it's like an S shape. Yeah. That's gonna work. Nice. That's pretty cool. Okay, now I can't move back up, but that's the right idea. Okay, so we need to move like an S. Like that. Neat. Okay, this game is already starting to excite me a little bit. There's quite a lot of ideas considering the movement set is quite small. Right, what's complicated about this? It's probably the same sort of deal, like I can't move up here. I've got an extra layer to work with, so we can use a bit of gravity. What? Okay, so that's like a corner. Obviously I can't move up now. That's not going to work at all. Maybe we go down and come back for that bit later. Right, now that gets me to the top. This seems promising. Yeah, okay, so that would work if I'd got rid of that bottom piece on the right. Let's restart. What did I actually do there? You know, sometimes you do in puzzle games and you just sort of vaguely get towards the right solution, but you can't remember exactly how you did it. I think it was like this. Yeah, okay. Oh my god, I left another piece. Okay, yeah, this is getting challenging. Level 6, dog. Okay, it looks like the cat, but what's hard about this one compared to the cat? Let's find out. Let's just try and do it the way that we did the cat before. Now I have the option of I could go around the top now, or I could go around the bottom. It feels like going around the top is going to be more useful to us. So we're going to go up to here. I'm going to need like this maybe. Okay, and then in here, is that good enough? That seems good enough to me. Cool. I'm not sure if that one was supposed to be challenging or not. I kind of just did what seemed most natural for that one. Let's try trophy. Reminds me of the diamond one a little bit. Okay, so we've got one extra row at the top, again. One extra row at the top, which means that we do have the opportunity of going round the bottom. So that would be like this. I can't go down here, though. We're going to have to chop this in the middle, aren't we? As soon as you chop it in the middle, there's so many different options available to you. This is our problem, like, we get stuck. We can't move back outwards, so we're going to have to keep moving forwards. What if we just do that? And then... We probably don't want to let this fall just yet, he said, and then let it fall immediately. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's what we want. Okay, so let's move through. Let's not worry about the bottom one just yet. That's going to allow us to get that. Oh, that's not enough. We need to cut more. Okay, so... No, this one's really got me thinking. Right, let's do the top bit first, because that's going to be the easiest. Now, Let's try going at it from this angle. So we're going to need 1, 2, 2 down, then in here, then in here. Now I kind of want to cut all the way across. Maybe that's just going to work. So if I cut all the way across and then get this one, now I can move round. Okay, if I'd already done one side, it's okay to end. It's okay to end in this position. If it was like, you know, it's okay to end in this position if I'd already done one side. So let's try and do the left-hand side first. Let's see if I can remember all this. So if we do that... Oh, you still can't get out. Oh my god. Okay. Right. This one's tough, man. Okay, so I've tried cutting it across the middle too. I haven't really tried cutting it across this one instead. So what would that one look like? That looked like that on this side. Okay, that seems promising. I can't get up though. Right, so I'd have to cut across in the middle again. In fact, there'd be even one more, wouldn't there? So if I cut across here, then go down like that, that's going to drop one, which will let me move up. Okay. Right, that seems promising, but I don't want to break that one yet. I want to come back to this. I want to go to the top, do the top. Wow, okay, this is tough. And then here. Whoa. Damn, okay, level 7, complete. Level 8, duck. Right, this reminds me of the cat and dog again, obviously. The block is exactly the same size as the target, which is kind of the world that you want to be in because it reduces what you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about slicing. The fact that we've got to take this one piece here that I've just done means that's got to be the last piece, surely, because of the location of our head. Okay, so we know that that one's going to be the last, which kind of means that we have to go up here. We've got so much space to work with here, and it's quite easy to get because there's plenty of degrees of freedom around here. That makes me think that we don't even want to carve that out first, because the challenging bit seems to be the bit on the other side, on the right hand side, because as soon as we've carved this out, then we struggle to get back up again. So we need to do this in a way that lets us get back up. Oh, maybe we do that last. No, we can't do that last because of the what I said about the head. So we need a way of doing this and getting back up. Does that help us? Oh, if we go round this side, then we've got a little bit more to play with. No. Am I right that this has to be last, the bit on the left-hand side? Surely that has to be last. There is no extra space. That bottom left one has to be the last. Oh, but we could let the... Right. Okay, so maybe the bottom right is the last thing, and then we let some stuff like here. If we carved the tail out like that, then that can drop down. Yeah, that's probably the way to go. So we can do this first then. Yeah, because we've got loads of space in the top left corner. Okay, so we can do this first, even though it looked like we couldn't. And then we need to carve out a shape like this. And then we need to let that top piece drop, but we can't go further here like this to let that drop. So it's not quite like that. So we don't go up there, maybe we go up here. Yeah, okay. And then to the right here, and then up. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, that feels like it's getting there. And then here, and then now we can just do this bit. Wow, that's cool. Damn, I thought that we were done with slicing stuff to let it drop, but we learned something there. We learned that when there's a lot of extra space, like there's lots of extra space in the top left here of the target, that means that we can use that to our advantage. So let's bear that in mind when we're working on future problems. Blade. Okay, so we've got a bit of extra, we've got one extra height, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have any extra horizontally. Okay, so the challenging bit of this looks to be the stuff in the middle, obviously. But the structure kind of makes me think that maybe there's just a clear pattern. I kind of want the right-hand side to be the bit that drops down, I think. That's what I'm... Yeah, it's got to be the right-hand side that drops down, which means we can probably do the bulk of the left-hand side first, except for that. Again, we've got this problem with the head here. Obviously, there's the option of letting everything drop down, but I don't think that's going to be good enough to get our middle bits. So how are we going to get that piece? I should use coordinates. It's like 0, 1, 2. Like, no, coordinates is just going to be super confusing. Like 0, 1, 2. Yeah, so this would be like 2, 0. Why am I using 0 index coordinates? Like 3, 1. 3, 1 is the challenging piece here. So, how are we going to get 3, 1? Maybe we do 3, 1 last. Because this time we're not going to be able to let things drop on top of it. Unless we let 2 things drop. No. I think 3, 1 has to be last. So let's do... Okay, we can't even do that. So, yeah, let's come back to the bottom corner. This side, we have more space to work with. So that's easy enough to get. And then here, I think it's just as simple as this, right? There's this nice pattern. And then down, ooh, kind of want to go, like when that drops, that's going to be pretty close. So let's just let that drop and see what that looks like. So we're missing that one piece there, so which should be like, I love inbuilt coordinates. What's that, 3, 4, 5, 5, 1, 5, 1. So maybe we go, we can't go left here either. We don't have much more to work with now. So there's 4 pieces on the right, so we can afford to break one of them. Maybe we break that one. Right, okay, yeah, nice. And now we can go back to the bottom and just get that. Cool. Yeah, so that one wasn't so bad actually in the end, I don't think. Let's see this chair. Yeah, I think the learning from that is when there's lots of pieces that are in the solution, it's not so bad. This is why chair is scaring me, because there's lots of pieces that aren't in the solution. But we're actually working with a smaller block, so maybe it's not too bad again. What are we working with? Let's just have a go. What's the challenging bit? Oh, the challenging bit is that there's not extra blocks here. So how do we get... That means that the middle... What? Yeah, so that stuff on the right-hand side has got to drop down. So it's got to be like... Not like that. The next one down, so it's 1, 2, 3. These 2 drop down, and then this drops down. So I want that to drop, but how do I make that drop? I need all of those pieces on the left-hand side, so I can't detach those. So it's not as simple as... I've got to make... okay. I've got to make that L shape drop, so just like a Tetris piece drop, because I've got to detach that bit like here. So that's how that's going to drop. I just need to make sure that the bits at the bottom are already gone like that. Cool. Smiley. Yeah, my favorite Alton Towers ride, the Smiler. Although this is more like a potato that you'd give kids. This is a big block, not gonna lie to you. Okay, so we've got this problem in the bottom left again, but we've got 2 extra things to work with at the top, so we can let things drop twice now. Right, so the challenging bits are going to be the eyes and the stuff in the middle. The top bits, like these, the little sort of roundedness, that should be easy to get regardless. So let's try and get the eyes going. So that would kind of look like that. This isn't going to be right, but something like that dropping through, that would get the eyes. What about the mouth? Try going around the side and building ourselves a mouth. The closer to the floor that we can build the mouth, the more space that we're going to have to work with for the other pieces. So again, the mouth has this little one extra there. So that would have to be last. That's probably the way that we cut through. So the mouth probably cuts through like that. Oh, this one seems super challenging. So I'm going to have to cut in, right? So let's try that. That would be the shape of the mouth. Now I can move up, or I could move left. I've still got the problem of the bottom left, 1 by 1 though. Okay. Yeah, maybe a whole chunk of it moves. Well, it's obviously going to be a whole chunk of it moving. I don't even know where to start with this one. Oh my god. How do we break into this smiley? How do we break in? I mean, can we make this shape at the top? That might be a good way to break in. So that's our little head. Okay, that's a bit of progress on the smiley, and that used 1 vertical drop, so we can use a whole extra one. Let's see what that would look like. So if it went through here, It probably goes in on the right hand side, but still, let's keep going. Like this? Okay. Yeah. Oh, not like that. Nope. If we go out here, then I can... Oh, I have to get that last. Yeah. Okay, let's try going in on the right hand side, because I want to get this last, but I want to get the other thing first, and that could be where we break through. So that's going to be our mouth. Ah, no. Oh, I definitely didn't want to reset all that. How are we getting these bits? Oh, that could drop twice. Yes, that's got to be one continuous piece. I can't break in here, because otherwise that'll be affected by gravity. So I've got to break in here. And then like that. Oh, but I wasted a... I wasted one there. If I leave one of those open, like that. Oh no, because that one can't drop. Whoa. This is tough. Right, let's go back to first principles. Let's think about this. What is challenging about what remains? Well, those one pieces on the corners, so the bottom left corner, the bottom right corner, they're challenging. We know we can do one of them easily if it's the last thing. So that's not too bad, but we can't do both of them easily. And then the top bit of the mouth, the top left bit of the mouth is also challenging, and that probably has to be where we break out. So that would be something like this to break out. And then do this. That's pretty close. Like that. But we're still missing just one piece at the bottom where we broke in. Oh, it's so tough though, because when that drops down, it's always going to be in the bottom, the far bottom right corner where we don't want anything. I guess unless it dropped down with one extra piece and then we walked. What does this do again? So if we do this, yeah, we've got the piece in the wrong place there. It needs to be one to the left. So we can't, I don't think we can break in there. Let's try breaking in on the one above and see what that does. That's pretty close. And then we could break that bottom right one last. But we've still got this problem here. Let's try breaking in here. Ooh. That's pretty close. I broke out through there. If I break out like that. Ooh, oh, okay. We've got this. Wow. What an interesting puzzle. That is so deceptively difficult. And it's a smiley face just to rub it in. Hash. Oh my god, how tall is this thing? It's 2 extra. But there's a lot of symmetry here. And I much prefer the smaller holes in the middle because there's less degrees of freedom in the way that we move. So let's go cat mode and try and build this in cat mode and see what goes wrong. So here we've got a problem because we can't move back out of that. So let's try that. And then again, same sort of problem here. Wow. All the corners are easy, but basically every middle piece on the sides and the center are tough because they're one way. So every time we do a middle piece, we need to take advantage of that by also doing something else. And it reminds me of the blade pattern like that. That gets you middle pieces quite easily. What happens if instead of going diagonally like that, you go up? And then you do the same thing here. And down. And out. Okay. Ah, but we're missing too much stuff at the top here now. So up. I mean the top piece, that could be the last thing that we do maybe. Like that. Let's see. So we want to be really careful in the second and fourth vertical lines we don't want to chop too much here, because that's going to cause us problems, because we need the bulk of that there. We only get to go through those twice for each one, so that's useful to know. We only get to go through this twice. Let's use one now and see what happens. It would be silly to go down, surely. We probably want to go like in a circle like this, that sort of thing. Obviously not exactly like that, but you know, I think that might be the idea. Oh no, because we can't go down there, so it probably is all the way across at some point. It can also be down in the middle and then like this. Or down in the middle once and then across like this. And that would give us one in the center. Then we're allowed to go down here quite a bit. Not that much though. Yeah, it seems pretty intuitive that those two at the top are going to be those. Because they're just going to keep dropping down like that, which means that this one is quite likely to be correct as well. As in that's the gap that we want to get rid of, which makes me want to go down here, but I can't just keep going down because eventually I'm going to need some horizontal ones there. What am I going to do with these? It's got to be something like this. Say it was that. If it was that, then we wouldn't be able to cut any more in the middle column. We'd have to go straight across here, which would be no good. I don't know. Or could we go... Yeah, we can't go down here, but we could go down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, because we've still got 4 there. So it can't be that. What about this? I kind of just want to make at least... Because this is symmetrical, it doesn't matter if we start on the right or the left. It does matter if we start on the top, middle, or bottom. So let's just assume that we're going to start on the right. This gets us our little L shape on the top right corner. Now, we could move down here, or we could move left and use one of our opportunities to move left. Moving down doesn't seem like it would do much for us, but it's an option. Let's try moving left first. Now what? We don't want to move down in this column because we need most of our blocks here. So here, we could move up, but that doesn't feel great. We could move left, but again, that doesn't feel great. What does this do? Oh yeah, obviously if we break there, then we're just going to drop this piece, which we don't really want to do. That wants to remain connected, so maybe like that. That looks like a useful shape. And we could go down here. Oh, we've used too much in that column there. In the 4th column. Let's try going through the bottom first then, because I think the bottom's going to have to drop through at some point because of the middle piece in 3-1. So there doesn't seem to be any harm in taking the bottom here. Oh, and if we take the bottom there, that means that in the 4th column we can only go out once. That seems useful. Well, if we're going to take the bottom, then we might as well take off that piece as well. What would this look like if we move there? That seems pretty useful. And then we'd have this piece. And then that's kind of the whole of this side done. Right? Yeah, that's that side done. Then we probably want to get out. So, do we go out this way? Let's see what that looks like. Still got this problem here. Oh, if we're taking the whole bottom out, then nothing's stopping us taking that. Then that drops out. Probably don't want to open that up again, but maybe it's okay. I've done a lot of things here without quite keeping track of how I did them, so we might be doing some rewinding soon. We've dropped too far through already. Yeah, we want to keep the left-hand side high. Okay, so the right-hand side is done, near enough. Oh, we're missing. We're really in trouble for bits in the center column. We've only got 3. So if this was to work, then we'd need this one that I just broke to drop down to 3-2, which seems really hard to do. So that doesn't seem like it can work actually. So I probably don't want to... Breaking that one seems okay, breaking that seems okay. But then I kind of want to move out this way, I think. And then I have the opportunity to break this. Okay, that looks like a person. Probably don't want to break that one actually. Not that. Okay. That hasn't accomplished very much for us. Oh, has it? We've still got 1 height to work with. We've carved away the bottom middle piece, which is hard. How are we going to do the center middle piece? What does that shape look like? Originally I had these sorts of ideas, didn't I? Like the blade. Maybe we kind of want to cut a blade through. So instead of going out here, what does that look like? Obviously not in that column, it'd have to be in this column. Like that. And then up, something like that. Right, what does that look like if we drop it down? We used too much in the second column really there. Yeah, we used way too much in the second column. We're not really allowed to move up or down in the second column, it's crazy. So if we do this, we kind of have to move out, because as soon as we move up, if we move up, then we can't go through the second column ever again. So it's got to be out here if breaking in on the bottom side is correct. We can always come back to this left-hand corner piece last if we need to. But how are we going to get the middle piece? How is this middle piece going to work? I'm just staring at the target. Staring at the target, trying to break it up. If we had like a shape like a cross, like that, that would get us a middle piece. That feels close. But then we've got all these difficult last bit. Like we're so close, except not. Although we can break that, we can break this one on the way out, can't we? So that one's okay. And now we've just got 2 pieces to contend with. That could be the last one. So that just leaves us with the bottom left corner to worry about. When we broke out of the bottom left, could we... Ooh, we can break that one. Right, okay. So how did I break this one up before? I think I went... Right, we've got the solution now, we just need to do it. Can't remember how I did it. It was like that, wasn't it? And then down. Wow. Wow. Okay, so staring at the target solution and figuring out how it's going to break seems useful. Gosh, those level 16, 17, they look absolutely humongous. TV. Might TV. We're again in a world where we don't have any vertical degrees of freedom, but we've got a massive cavity in the middle. So we're going to have to use this cavity to drop. It's quite satisfying to be able to get like 90% of the way to the solution with nothing, going from that previous one, which was a really tight puzzle. So we have an idea for this one. We're definitely going to have to break in somewhere. It's probably through the bottom. Let's see what that looks like. So we can go in and out. Obviously I've used too much of the cavity so far, but we'll worry about that when it comes to it. This would let us come all the way around to the other side. Take that one, that one, that one. Oh. This isn't far off. Let's try using less of the cavity then. So mainly on that second column, we want to keep plenty of space. Sorry, on the third column. So let's leave those two in. Oh, that drops through. Okay. That's exactly what I was going for. It actually was. I know it doesn't look like it. That was the idea that I was going for, at least. We can come back to that bottom piece very last. Probably means we don't want to quite break it just yet. We need to break out either on the... Yeah, we can break up maybe last. No, we can't break up. Let's see. That would give us a bit more space. If we cut this one at the top and went down. Okay, so we kind of need an L shape in the other direction. So something more like that is going to fill in that part of the hole. But then we can't break out again. Maybe we end on the inside. That would be the first puzzle where we end on the inside. That seems like the sort of thing that a puzzle maker would do, doesn't it? Okay. Let's try and do as much of the outside piece as we can. So that's easy. On one side. And then let's do the whole thing. Again, this is symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which side we break in on. So if we break in like that... Let's have a question. Can we break in to the left? Can we go one more to the left? Probably not. I don't know, maybe we can go one more, because there's loads of stuff on the inside here, so that can easily drop through. Maybe we do break in like that, rather than go through on the side, which is kind of the intuitive one. And then we could make a whole square here, and then go back out. Ooh, is that it? That looks like it to me. That's cool. That's cool. So you make like a square, not like that. Ah, you surround a square on the inside of the TV. That's pretty cool. Gravestone. Right, so we've got one vertical thing that we can drop. Okay, and we're trying to make a cross on the inside. Right, the bottom part doesn't leave us much space to work with. We're going to have to break in somewhere. Let's try breaking in one above. And then... Yeah, okay. Right, I'm going to go back to my trick that worked for... Can't remember which one it was. Which was it? The hash. Which was to stare at the target and try and break it up. So I'm looking at that top left corner of the cross and thinking, what does the shape of the rest of it look like if I just carve through one of those? So if I carved like that, I can't move down there. Okay, so maybe it's not as big as that. Maybe you break out through here. That's kind of promising. Let's see what... Yeah, as soon as you move down there, that's tough. Because it's 2 as well. It's 2, so maybe that is where you end the puzzle. I know I said that last time though. That feels like the ending though to me. Obviously you can break that, but that doesn't really do much for you. And then... Okay, so let's look at the third column. So there's only 2 blocks in the solution. They're probably the bottom block in the original stone that we're working with, and probably this top piece that I just broke, which probably means we want to go around like that. But now I'm stuck. I can't go up. So maybe we go one further down, and then to the right like that sort of idea. No, I don't want to move down there. One further even. And then... How do I get more space? Blade pattern could come to the rescue. What does that give us? Blade pattern, but downwards? None of that seems all that helpful. Let's try and stare at the target again. So if I do like that, and then maybe if I haven't broken the top, if I haven't broken this one eagerly, and then go through like that. I don't want to go up there. I go across and up. Okay, that's something. But now I don't have much else to work with. Except you can, obviously you can go through places that you've already been. So maybe we need to use both of the top bits. And not eagerly break them. Let's reset. So if we go up like that, and then across, that gets us 1. That's going to be our top. Then we're allowed to move here. What happens if we move like that? And then we could break in somewhere else again if we wanted to. We might have to. We can't move to the right there, which means we kind of can't move down in the 4th column. That feels like the right idea. What I just did there feels correct, doesn't it? Maybe we use one of the corner pieces to break out and the other piece we do just separately. How are we going to get the rest of this cross? Right, let's look at, say, the 1st column. That's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces in it. And in our raw block, we've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In our raw block, we've got 7. So we can break 2 on the 1st column. One of them we'll use to break in, and the other one's the corner, which we could either use to break out, or we could just do it first. 2nd column is similar. We've got 5, so we can use 2. One of them is going to be how we drop it. By the 3rd column, that seems like the most constraining. We've got to break a ton in the 3rd column. What happens if we go in through the bottom? Go up through that. And then we can go out here easily enough. That uses 2 though, so we can't use 2 like that. Does it use 2? 1, 2, 3. And we've got 2 left here. That could work. And then we break up here. Ah no, we've not really got enough left at the top. Yeah, and we can't break in through the bottom because we still need a piece there. So we could break in through the bottom if and only if we don't use too much extra stuff. So like that. And then if we broke 1 off there, that would be able to drop to the bottom, which would be okay. So let's do that. Okay. That kind of works, except we've used way too much stuff in the 2nd column then. Not sure about breaking in through the bottom. Doesn't feel very good, because if we move left or right now, we're using too much wood in the 2nd and 4th columns. But if we keep moving up, then we've not got enough that can still fall through. So to have one to fall through, we'd have to stop there, and then we'd have to break the wood in 3, 6, like that. But in order to do that, we need to fully surround that, which is just not going to happen. So breaking in through the bottom doesn't feel great. There's not a great deal to work with it. Maybe we break in through there. And then we could... So that gives us something like this. We still have that much. Just going to see what this looks like. Obviously, I've not optimized this one yet. But that gives us quite a lot of the stuff that we need. So when I broke in through that one, I went up that much. I don't have to go all the way across. I can do there, and we can bring more of this later. No, because we're only allowed to break 2 in the 1st and 2nd columns. Breaking through the top doesn't seem... Nah, it's not going to work. So breaking there, that seemed pretty promising. Not allowed to... We can go straight out. No, we can't. That breaks 2. Okay, that means we've already broken 2 in those 2 columns, first and second, and we're not able to make that configuration that we need. So breaking in there and going left is not going to work. We could go all the way. No, we can't go all the way to the top. Breaking in here, like halfway between. We'd have to go down at some point though, in order to get that bottom one, which doesn't feel great. Whereas this way we definitely get the bottom bit, and then we keep moving back up. Yeah, if we go out there though, we're really going to struggle in the first and second columns. So that doesn't feel like it's going to work. Breaking there has this problem. Breaking here. Oh, we could cut like that. That gets us the bottom part. That might work. So if we did something like that. That's getting us a bunch of the cross. Can we do any more of the cross without... No, we can't go up or right. Is there anything we can do with this? Obviously that's the full size now. I want to sort of cut in a big circle. I want to go like that without letting that drop. Can I use my body to prevent that from dropping? Not really. Because I want to turn back on myself now and go out the bottom as well. What does that look like? Ooh, that's pretty close. So this circle here that we're doing isn't good enough. I really want to break that though. I want to try and be economical, get a little bit more of the cross out. So can I go like that? Ooh, okay, that because that drops me, that brings me back in. Ooh, yeah, okay. And now down? Oh, that's pretty close. That depended on me dropping myself, which I'm not able to do unless I break this one, which I didn't want to break. That feels good though. That feels close. Yeah, I do feel like dropping myself in the middle is going to be the key to this problem. And then going back out down the middle. That feels really good. But we have that problem in 4-3. Is there a way to drop myself without breaking 4-3? Okay, that gives me some breathing room. And then I can do this one. Or this one. But I can't turn around without breaking 4-3. Unless I use 4-3 to get out. Yeah, okay, maybe. So I can drop, can get that, and I can use 4-3 to get out. That gets me the top of the cross. But it doesn't help us with the bottom. Okay, let's combine this idea with breaking in at the bottom then. So if we break in here and then carve out something that we can drop from. And then use this one to break out. Ooh, now we've got the same problem in 2-3. Are we always going to have this problem? Are we always going to have this problem if we drop in the middle? We could make it higher. No, we can't make it higher, can we? Can we do this? No, because we can't break this one. We're always going to have that problem, I think. I love it though. I love the fact that we can drop in the middle. That's super... That feels like it should be really useful, but it doesn't feel like it's helping us all that much at the moment. Yeah, I've already broken it on the left-hand side here because I've broken too much in. Unless I went through the top bit. Maybe that's good enough. So if I did here, and then that, and then out here. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. Oh, I'd have to go out. I'd have to go out through the same, basically the same one that we went in on to make it work. Those top ones, they must be useful for something. We had that original idea where we went out through the top. Oh, I think we just have to go out through higher than we went in. Maybe, so we could go out through here. Oh, I'd love to solve the problem, is basically what I'm thinking. It's easy to get those ones. Oh, it's not when you prematurely break them like that. It should... Oh, that was interesting. Maybe that's useful. That sort of idea. Could be. Let's continue the train of thought that I had before. That's so close. Oh, maybe we finally... Oh, if we break back in on this side, then we'll be trapped on the inside. Ah, maybe we're ending the puzzle on the inside again. Yeah, that feels nice. Wow, that combined like all of the ideas that we've had so far. Bookcase. Every time I look at one of these for the first time, I'm like, what new hell are you going to bring me into? Let's just try the simple stuff. Okay, that's easy enough. This one looks not too bad. There's a lot of symmetry. There's 2 places to drop. You know, I've got 2 extra rows. And it seems pretty clear that the 2 cavities are going to be what I need to use those 2 rows on. Let's try making the top. So that would... Maybe again we use the fact that we know that we can drop. Who knows? And then if I broke out here, that would get me one of them. Is this one complicated or not? It doesn't seem that complicated so far. I'm sure there'll be a twist. And then I move out here. And then... Oh, I've made that too. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then I can't get this one at the bottom. Okay, so I need to be a little more economical. That's so close. Look, it's only one off. I just did the simplest thing that seemed like it might work, though. I just broke in through each cavity. Is there a way to combine the cavities somehow? I mean, you could... Say we broke in through the bottom one. We could make the whole of one side probably like this. And then obviously I've broken in through there, that's not going to work, but the idea is that you can make 2 of them and then break out and then drop it. What's going on with the bottom one? Okay, so looking at the aim of the game, probably it's going to be these, oops. It's going to be these ones that need to be broken for the top cavity. Maybe not the way that I broke in, but it's probably going to be those ones on the center. And then it could either be these ones, or it could be these ones to break those. Is this useful? I don't know. Let's see. How's the bottom going to work? Obviously I'm going to have to get in somehow, so I'm going to have to break in like that, I think. And then eventually I'll break that bottom one. What happens if you go in a little bit more? Probably going to have to build this whole thing. I can't really get... I don't think you can break those horizontal ones because oh, you could break them in the middle. You can't break them on the sides because you'll never be able to get some more pieces to drop through like this. But if you break them on the middle, then you can get some more to drop through. Like this. That's too far, but like this. That would be... That's pretty close. Okay, so maybe we do the top one. The top one we could do easily. Then we do the bottom, break in through the middle. Could that work? Let's find out. So top one, but we want to leave gaps. And then we break in through the bottom. Through the middle. Go through here. That's kind of close. But we're missing another horizontal one. I think we do have to use this idea of the third column dropping all the way through though. Oh, we could use our body to hold it up right at the end. Maybe that's what we need to do. You know, if our body was... I can't get my body in the right position, but maybe we need to just have a single block. And then the body keeps in the right place. That could work. So our final position could be there with a single block above us that if we moved it would break. Let's explore that idea a bit further. So yeah, we can't break in through the... We can't break upwards through the second or fourth column, so it's got to be there. And then we want to leave plenty more room. Oh, we might have to go outwards. Because if we go up, then we're going to be breaking... Oh, we can't... I don't know if this idea is going to work actually, because to have something drop through, we're naturally going to have to break a ton of vertical ones. So maybe you can't have something drop through. What would it look like if we... No, we can't go up here. I don't see a way of making this work. Okay, right. Let's get this bottom bit. Oh, maybe like that? Oh, is that it? Whoa. Oh my god, that was... that was so challenging. I must have just been looking at that problem completely wrong. That was a real mind bender. And this looks huge. Has this defeated me? This is such a big... This is so big. Right, this has defeated me. This puzzle game is something else. It's so simple, the movement, but it's just it's so difficult. And I'm gonna leave the last two puzzles for next time. If this video gets a lot of likes or something, then I'll publish a follow-up with the last two puzzles. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.